Before we begin, welcome to Cataholic, a place for people who know cats are never just pets. They are emotional, observant, mysterious companions, always communicating in quiet ways most people overlook. Here, we slow down and learn to understand what our cats may have been trying to tell us all along. If you love exploring feline behavior, body language, and the hidden meanings behind everyday habits, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and tell me in the comments what kind of cat shares your home. Now, let's settle in and decode one of the most misunderstood feline behaviors: biting. Welcome back. Today is good day. Grab a warm drink, get comfortable, and let's spend a little time talking about the small panthers who live quietly in our homes. If you've lived with a cat for long enough, then you probably know this moment by heart. Everything feels peaceful. The room is quiet. Your cat is curled up beside you or stretched across your lap, purring softly while you run your hand through their fur. It feels like trust. It feels like love. It feels like one of those simple, perfect little moments cat people treasure. And then, without warning, your cat suddenly turns, sinks their teeth into your hand, and pulls away. You freeze. Maybe it didn't hurt much, maybe it did. But either way, you're left with the same question so many cat owners ask. Why did my cat bite me? Was it affection? Was it irritation? Was it fear? Did I do something wrong? Does my cat still trust me? The truth is, cat bites are not all the same. A bite can mean tenderness, overstimulation, frustration, fear, pain, or instinct. And one of the biggest mistakes humans make is assuming every bite means the same thing. It doesn't. A cat bite is not just an action. It is a message. And once you understand the context, the body language, and the emotional state behind it, you stop seeing the behavior as random. You start hearing what your cat has been trying to tell you. So today we're going to decode cat bites in a deeper way. We'll talk about the affectionate love bite, the sudden bite during petting, rough play, fear-based biting, pain-related biting, and one of the most shocking behaviors of all, redirected aggression. By the end of this video, you'll understand not just that your cat bites, but why. Let's begin with the bite that confuses people the most. Chapter 1: The Love Bite. One of the strangest experiences for many cat owners is this. Your cat is licking your hand, maybe purring, maybe kneading, maybe looking completely relaxed, and then suddenly they give you a small bite. Not a savage bite, not a hard bite, just a little nip. This is what many people call a love bite, and in many cases, that description is actually pretty accurate. In feline social life, grooming is not just about cleanliness. Cats who trust one another often engage in allogrooming, which means social grooming between members of the same group. It helps reinforce bonds, maintain familiarity, and strengthen social connection. In other words, cats don't groom just anyone. They reserve that kind of behavior for individuals they consider safe, familiar, and part of their inner circle. So when your cat licks you, that is often a sign that they see you as belonging to them, as family, as part of their world. And sometimes during grooming, cats use their small front teeth to gently nibble. In cat-to-cat interaction, this can help work through fur, remove debris, or simply continue the grooming ritual. When they do the same thing to you, it can show up as that soft little nip on your fingers or wrist. A true love bite is usually gentle and controlled. It often comes with a relaxed body, soft eyes, purring, kneading, or calm behavior before and after. It does not usually come with flattened ears, tail lashing, stiff posture, or obvious tension. In moments like this, your cat is not attacking you. They are treating you the way they might treat a trusted companion. It is their strange feline way of saying, "You are close to me. You are mine. I trust you enough to include you in my world." But not every bite that begins during affection is a love bite. Sometimes the mood changes, sometimes petting crosses a line, and that brings us to one of the most misunderstood forms of feline biting. Chapter 2: Petting-Induced Aggression. This is the bite that leaves so many people confused because it seems to come out of nowhere. Your cat jumps onto your lap, they settle in, they purr, they seem happy, you begin petting them. For a while, everything feels perfect. And then, suddenly, they bite. This behavior is often called petting-induced aggression, though in many cases it's really about overstimulation. A lot of people assume that if a cat sits near them, purrs, or leans into touch, then they want unlimited physical affection. But cats do not usually experience touch the same way humans imagine they do. A cat's skin is incredibly sensitive. Their body is full of responsive nerve endings, and repeated stroking in the same area can shift from pleasant to irritating much faster than many people realize. What feels soothing at first can gradually become too intense, too repetitive, or too stimulating. Think of it this way. Even something pleasant can become unbearable when it goes on too long. For some cats, that threshold is several minutes. For others, it is only a few seconds. And when that threshold is crossed, the bite is often their attempt to make the sensation stop immediately. The important thing to understand is this. Most cats do warn you before they bite. The problem is that their warnings are subtle, and many people don't know how to read them. Watch the tail. A tail that begins twitching, flicking, or thumping is often one of the clearest signs that your cat is becoming agitated. Watch the ears. If they start rotating sideways or shifting backward, tension is building. Watch the back and skin. Some cats will show a ripple along the back before they've had enough. Watch the head. If your cat suddenly turns and stares directly at your hand while you're petting them, that can be the final warning before the bite. And once you know these signs, the best response is simple. Stop. Don't keep going. Don't test the limit. Don't try to sneak in a few more strokes. Just let your hands go still and allow your cat to move away if they want to. One of the best ways to build trust with a cat is to respect the moment they say enough. Ironically, the more you honor that boundary, the more secure your cat may feel with you over time. Chapter 3. When it's not you, static and physical sensitivity. Now here's something fascinating, especially during colder or drier times of year. Sometimes a cat may seem unusually reactive during petting, not because they're moody and not because your relationship has changed, but because their body is experiencing something uncomfortable that you can't see. In dry air, especially during winter, static electricity can build up more easily when your hand moves repeatedly through your cat's fur. That tiny electrical discharge may be mild to you or even completely unnoticed by you, but to your cat, it can feel like a sudden, unpleasant shock. And because cats react in the moment, they may respond by swatting, jerking away, or biting. From their point of view, something sharp and uncomfortable just happened on their body, and the closest thing associated with it is your hand. That means the bite may not be personal at all. It may simply be a reflexive reaction to a sensation they didn't understand. This is one of the reasons context matters so much. If your cat seems more reactive during cold, dry weather, especially on blankets, rugs, or certain fabrics, static may be part of the story. Sometimes what looks like attitude is actually discomfort, and that leads naturally into another type of biting that has very little to do with anger and everything to do with instinct. Chapter 4. Play aggression and hunting behavior. Even the sweetest house cat carries the instincts of a predator. That matters because a surprising number of bites are not rooted in hatred, dominance, or betrayal. They're rooted in play, chase, excitement, and hunting energy. When cats are young, they learn a lot through rough play. They bite, grab, wrestle, pounce, and bunny kick each other. This is how kittens begin learning boundaries and bite control. If they bite a littermate too hard, play stops. That feedback teaches them how much force is too much. But when a kitten grows up without enough healthy social feedback, or when humans accidentally encourage biting games, problems can develop. This is where a lot of owners make an innocent mistake. They use their hands or feet as toys. They wiggle fingers under blankets. They move hands across furniture. They let kittens grab wrists and ankles because it seems cute at the time. And yes, when the cat is tiny, it can feel harmless. But what your cat is learning in those moments is this. Human skin is something I am allowed to hunt. So later, when they ambush your feet in the hallway, leap onto your arm, or grab your hand and kick with their back legs, they may not be acting out of cruelty. They may be acting out a hunting sequence you accidentally helped reinforce. Play aggression often shows up in younger cats, high-energy cats, understimulated indoor cats, or cats who don't have enough structured outlets for their instincts. The solution is not punishment. The solution is redirection. Use wand toys. Use kicker toys. Use moving toys that let your cat chase, stalk, pounce, and bite something appropriate. Give them a target that is not your body. And if your cat does latch onto your hand, there's one important thing to remember. Don't rip your hand away in panic. That fast movement can make your hand behave like prey, which can intensify the grip and make the cat bite harder. Instead, freeze. Go still. Reduce the drama of the moment. Calmly disengage once the cat loosens up. The less your body behaves like prey, the quicker the hunting loop loses momentum. Chapter 5. Pain-based biting. The cry for help. Now we move into one of the most important parts of this conversation. Sometimes a bite is not playful, not affectionate, not overstimulation. Sometimes a bite is pain. Cats are incredibly skilled at hiding discomfort. It's part of their nature. In the wild, visible weakness can make an animal vulnerable, so many cats suppress signs of pain for as long as possible. That means by the time a cat starts biting when touched, picked up, or approached in a certain way, there may already be something serious going on beneath the surface. A cat with dental pain may bite when their face or head is handled. A cat with arthritis may bite when lifted or touched around the hips and spine. A cat with injury, inflammation, skin sensitivity, or neurological discomfort may react strongly when certain areas are touched. And in older cats especially, pain can hide behind what people dismiss as grumpiness. If your cat suddenly becomes more aggressive during normal handling, especially if the behavior is new or focused around one area of the body, do not assume it is just a personality issue. Pause and ask a more compassionate question. What if my cat is hurting? Pain-related biting is often one of the clearest signals a cat can give when they can no longer tolerate discomfort in silence. So if your cat's biting seems unusual, intense, sudden, or linked to touch in a specific area, a veterinary check is not optional. It's essential. Sometimes that bite is not bad behavior. Sometimes it is the only cry for help your cat knows how to make. Chapter 6. Fear Aggression. Survival Mode. Another deeply misunderstood bite is the fear bite. A fearful cat is not plotting against you. They are trying to survive what their nervous system believes is a threat. When a cat feels trapped, cornered, overwhelmed, or terrified, their body shifts into defensive mode. Their pupils may dilate, their ears may flatten, their body may crouch low, their tail may tuck close, their muscles may become tight and ready to explode into movement. And if someone reaches toward them in that state, even with good intentions, the cat may bite. This happens because fear overrides trust in that moment. The cat is no longer processing affection the way they would in a calm state. They are operating from pure self-protection. This can happen during loud household events, visits from strangers, sudden environmental changes, aggressive interactions with other animals, or any moment when a cat feels they have lost control over their safety. One of the hardest things for loving owners to accept is this. When a cat is terrified, touching them is not always comforting. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is create distance, lower the intensity of the environment, avoid direct pressure, and let them come back to safety in their own time. Fearful cats do not need force. They need room. Chapter 7. Redirected Aggression, the most confusing bite of all. And finally, we need to talk about one of the most explosive and misunderstood forms of feline aggression, redirected aggression. This is the bite that seems to come completely out of nowhere. Imagine your cat is sitting in the window, staring outside. Maybe they spot a stray cat in the yard. Maybe they hear a threatening sound. Maybe another animal appears close to their territory. Inside your cat, a storm begins. Territorial arousal rises. Adrenaline floods the body. Frustration builds because the threat is visible but unreachable. Then you walk over and touch them, and suddenly they attack you. Not because you caused the original emotion, but because you became the nearest available outlet for a body that was already overloaded with defensive energy. That is redirected aggression. It is one of the most dangerous biting situations because the intensity can be high, and the human victim often has no idea what triggered it. The lesson here is extremely important. If your cat is highly agitated by something beyond a door, outside a window, or elsewhere in the environment, do not try to soothe them with your hands. Do not pick them up. Do not physically intervene in the emotional peak of that moment. Instead, reduce the trigger if possible. Close blinds. Create distance. Give the cat space to calm down fully. Because once that arousal is activated, even a familiar person can become part of the fallout. Conclusion. Living with a cat means living with a creature who is both deeply loving and deeply instinctive. They are soft, affectionate, sensitive, emotionally observant, and at the same time they are predators, survivors, and masters of self-protection. That complexity is part of what makes them so beautiful. When we misunderstand biting, we tend to label cats as unpredictable, rude, difficult, or mean. But when we look more closely, a different picture appears. A gentle nip can be grooming and trust. A sudden bite during petting can be overstimulation. A rough grab can be hunting energy with nowhere else to go. A sharp defensive bite can be fear. A shocking bite can be hidden pain, and an explosive attack can be redirected arousal from something we didn't even notice. The bite is not the whole story. The emotional state behind the bite is the real story. And once we begin listening at that level, our relationship with cats changes. We stop asking, "Why is my cat bad?" and start asking, "What is my cat trying to tell me?" That is where understanding begins. That is where trust deepens. And that is where real communication with a cat becomes possible. Never punish your cat for biting. Punishment may silence behavior for a moment, but it does not create understanding. It breaks trust, increases fear, and often makes the problem worse. Instead, observe. Slow down. Respect the body language. Honor the boundary. Provide better outlets. And when needed, get help from a veterinarian or feline behavior professional. Because a cat who bites is not always being difficult. Very often, they are being honest. If this video helped you understand your cat more deeply, make sure to subscribe to Cataholic and join a community that loves looking closer at the hidden language of cats. Here we explore the emotional world, instincts, habits, and behaviors that make cats so fascinating. Give this video a like if you learned something new, and tell me in the comments. Has your cat ever given you a love bite, a warning bite, or a bite that left you completely confused? I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep observing closely, keep loving gently, and keep listening.